I get to bring the hope on this one. This one is blowing up on social arena, and I will get to that point in a moment. But here's the backstory. When Eden Prairie High School principal Con McCartan delivered the morning announcements to his students and staff on the Monday after the election, he knew, because of how students and staff were talking and feeling, he had a job to do beyond what he'd ever done before. And so he did it.
People are feeling a lot of emotions right now. Let me ask everyone to consider this. There are really only two emotions, love and fear. It is fear that causes people to push away another person based on things like their different ideology or politics or skin color or religion or immigrant status or sexual or gender orientation. It is our fear of those that we really don't know that leads to assumptions about what they're like because of how they look or sound or even who they vote for. Love, on the other hand, acknowledges each person. Love is the answer to fear. When we acknowledge the value of each person, we erode fear because we start to see each other and the many things that we actually have in common. So if I'm supposed to be the leader of this school, then I challenge each of us today to claim our school as a place that drives out darkness and fear with love.
Those Monday morning announcements that day, 1.4 million views, 25,000 shares and counting. So why is that? Well, I sat down with Principal McCartan today to see if he knew. Are you a politician?
I'm not. There were a lot of emotions around the campaign. And so then I wanted to frame it up as a comment on emotions. This wasn't a political statement. You know, we can't ignore the fact that the thing that was done in the political arena impacted us. So let's comment on the impact. You know, I didn't make a comment about the outcome. I made a comment about the impact of this campaign.
Fear and love were what he chose to braid together when he challenged his students and staff to do the same in what he said that morning. But little did he realize he would actually be speaking to people all over these United States through the power of social media.
Every one of those people, I believe, when they react to things in the world, they react to them because of something that they fear or because of something that they love. And I think if we can hold on to that, we'll find connecting points.
We live in an interesting time. One where the morning announcements to high school kids can spread like balm to a nation trying to figure out if there is anything at all that unites us anymore. But we also live in a time where we need to realize love and fear are around us, and love and fear are not mutually exclusive.
One thing that I thought was really interesting when I asked if he was surprised, because obviously never before has his morning announcements gone viral.
Right.
He said no, because he said, you know, if you look at the discussion that's been going on in our country for the last year and a half, he's not at all surprised that when we talked about it in a context that of two things that we all experience, which are love and fear, that it was accepted.
You know, high school kids are just at that age, that very impressionable age, where having someone like that coming out and saying, you know, all these things to them really can shape and mold who they are going to be going forward. So
his big message in it too, which we didn't include, was to his students specifically, saying we are all welcome in this school, we are all safe in this school, we are all a family, and we will all make each other feel welcome, and we'll have discussions about it.
And that's a very diverse school district.
Very
too,
much.
so.
They have 3,300 students.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, thank you, Jana.
Sure.
We'll be right back.